In Walmart's Who'Knewville, everyone readied their cart. Amazing Black Friday deals are about to start. Online and in the app, such great deals to explore. Everything you love from tech, toys, and more. The days to save and the ones to remember. It's only the 25th to the 30th of November. Set your alarms. Don't miss out. These deals are epic, without a doubt. The Who's are all ready, but are you? Walmart Black Friday deals await. Who knew?
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
We find Vecna, we end this once and for all, together.
On November 26th.
We have a plan. It's a bit insane. Everyone in?
He knows where we are.
Watch out!
Get ready for one last adventure.
We stay true to ourselves. Stay true to our friends, no matter the cost.
Found you. Stranger Things, the final season, begins November 26th. Only on Netflix.
Let's party each and every year on Christmas Eve, where the fun and cocktail shrimp don't seem to end. Clark and Ralphie taking turns on the TV screen, laughing, singing, yelling with all of our friends. Well, it's Christmas, and everybody's gonna spread the holiday cheer. 'Cause it's Christmas. Whoa, oh, it's the best time of the year. Let's go fake reindeer with
Hey, Dylan.
Hey, Matt. Before we get started, I just want to kind of say, listen, Adam Goldberg, if you're listening to this, if you're out there, it doesn't matter if the Star Wars Holiday Special introduced Boba Fett. It's still a piece of shit. And Boba Fett might be the most overrated Star Wars character. And I am a huge Star Wars guy, as we have talked about. Sorry, I don't want to, bury the lead or anything, but listen, I've got my issues. Now, go ahead, Matt Kelly.
Well, so similarly to next week's episode,
Yes.
this is a sort of revisit here. Now,
Yeah.
there's a chance that people are going to look at this and be like, I thought that they already did this episode. And the answer is yes and no.
Okay.
I did this on a different podcast and put that episode up on the feed when we had a scheduling conflict and weren't going to have an episode out
Yeah.
in time. But I have always wanted to talk to you about this episode.
Have we
'cause
watched the Goldbergs before?
I don't think we have.
I don't think we have either. I think the only episode I've ever watched of this show is the episode that Robert Englund was on.
Yes.
I think that's the only episode of the show I've ever seen until today.
So,
or until I watched this one.
So the Goldbergs was a show that for a couple seasons I absolutely loved, and
Yeah.
then I stopped watching because it got frustrating, and then it kind of ended, and I didn't really hear anyone saying how great it got at the end, so I never revisited the
So
show.
can you tell me who Adam Goldberg is and why we are watching a show about him?
Yes. So give me 1 second to make sure that I get all of this information correct.
Okay. This was always a show that I never understood why this show existed.
So, Adam Goldberg,
Yes.
not to be confused with the actor who appeared in films like Dazed and Confused. This is Adam
Yes.
F. Goldberg.
Yes.
And there's a reoccurring joke throughout the show where the character in the show keeps referring to himself when he's at school as Adam F. Goldberg to not be confused with the other Adam Goldberg, which is an inside joke with the fact that this director has to legally
constantly
go by Adam F. Goldberg.
Yeah.
So his big claim to fame was that he wrote on a sitcom called Standing Still that I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
But then him and his friend Kyle wrote the screenplay Fanboys.
Ooh, okay.
And
I love Fanboys.
Yeah, and Fanboys was a huge hit.
I might watch that tonight.
So they got hired to write a ton of scripts. They were offered to write a live-action Jetson movie. They were supposed to do the remake of Revenge of the Nerds. But what they did successfully
These all sound like things I'm actually glad didn't get made.
sort of agree here. And Adam Goldberg, honestly, made quite a few bad things. He made The Muppets Wizard of Oz, which is probably the worst Muppets project that's ever been made.
Yeah,
And he made,
notice how nobody's heard of that? That's why.
he made a movie called Aliens in the Attic. But he also...
I remember that. Yeah. Okay,
he also
sorry, go
helped
ahead.
develop How to Train Your Dragon and then wrote the script for Monsters vs. Aliens.
He was apparently a producer on Community as well.
Yeah, so he got his foot into television and started working on a lot of TV because he became friends with Seth Goldberg, who did King of Kong, and he, was kind of. It seems like he got in with the right people. Eventually, became friends with Adam Sandler because this is produced by Happy Madison as a show, and then he created this show called The Goldbergs about his life in the 80s. In Philadelphia.
So basically, listen, here's what I'm taking away from what you're telling me. As much as I do enjoy Fanboys and some of the things that he's produced, there's nothing that makes this man stand out for why there's a show based around his life.
No, literally
all right.
he wrote a good enough pilot that ABC picked it up, and for a couple seasons, it was a really strong.
I mean, it ran for a decent amount of time.
8 years.
Yeah, that's wild.
I tapped out, I want to say, around year 5 or 6, and it just kind of hit the same growing pains that every show that the writing came on the walls, I want to say, around season 6 when they wrote off one of the semi-main characters to give them a spin-off show that took place in the 90s. And
I vaguely remember that too.
Yeah, and then you also just hit this point where it's like, all right, the 80s were 10 years long. Mm-hmm. This show's been running for 8 years now.
Yeah. Finish it off.
The characters aren't like, maybe they go up a grade every 2 to 3 seasons. So it just started to get absurd. Obviously, the young kid starts to mature more. There was a couple issues that kind of plagued the show towards the end. And it did. I just found myself being like, okay, this has become really repetitive in a unfortunate way. That
I remember
being said,
when this show was running, but again, I never really sat down to watch it. And I think, and I know I can't be the only person that feels this way, that kid's voice is grating.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Even though when we're talking about this episode, his story arc is definitely my preferred story arc.
Yeah.
His voice,
yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Here's a very quick story. This was the first episode I've ever seen of the Goldbergs.
Oh, nice.
So
I think it's a good place to start.
It's not a bad one. What basically happened, and we're going to dive into this a little bit deeper, but I was visiting my parents, and I think it was just my dad. They were like, you got to watch the show The Goldbergs. The main character reminds us of you.
I can see that.
And as they're showing it to me, they're making fun, but they're pointing out all the ways that I'm reminding them of this kid when I was younger. But what they didn't realize was I was starting to choke up and cry because as much as the main character reminded me of myself, the biggest thing that the show reminded me of was the relationship I had with my own grandfather and the closeness that those two characters have. So there is a moment, I'll talk about it a little bit later, but there's a moment at the end of this episode that I get chills every time I watch that scene. And because it just felt like, a message from the beyond to me. Like it was almost like my grandfather was speaking to me through a television set.
Aww.
But we're not there yet. So we're talking about season 4, episode 10, Han Ukkah Solo. So we established in this episode there are 2 main plots.
Yes.
Plot number 1 is that Adam Goldberg gets the prize of all prizes that he's been searching for, which is a copy of the Star Wars Holiday Special that he had heard so much about, and then he watches it, and similar to everybody else who's ever watched it, he walked away being like, that was a pile of dog shit. And,
Which it is.
And
so
it makes him question his love of fandom.
He goes literally full, and I texted you this, he goes full Stan Marsh in that episode where Stan thinks everything is shit.
Yep.
So, and that's all I could think about this whole episode. I was like, if this episode ends with a montage with Landslide by Fleetwood Mac playing in the background, I'm going to be no good in many different ways.
But it's a good emotional sequence of events. The subplot involves the Dreidel, Dreidel, Dreidel song.
Yeah.
In the school Christmas musical or musical choir performance, and that our female, or the sister of Adam, does not want to do this anymore. She's sick of doing it. Her mom has signed her up and is like, your grandfather looks forward to you singing this song every single year. You've got to sing it. And other things ensue there. Let's actually follow that plot line first, just to get it out of the way.
I agree.
So we find out that the mom has been lying all of these years about how much the grandfather loves to hear her sing the dreidel song. And the reality is that the mom loves hearing her sing the dreidel song. And she does say something that, you know, the mom is the typical sitcom mom, very manipulative, very like selfish. But she always has these moments where she says something that tugs at your heart. And when she says, like, when you were a little kid, you would perform for me all the time, and now you don't want to spend any time with me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get that. I get why she would, like, do whatever she could to, like, see that version of her daughter again, even if it's once a year for the 30 seconds that she sings the dreidel
I get that,
song.
but God, like everything
lens
that she
goes,
does is
it's insane.
horrible.
I can't even imagine Dylan watching this show as a teacher, knowing that you deal with parents like this
constantly like this.
But I
like
do
even when she says, like when she admits to the fact that, oh well, to be honest, I was just trying to undermine you, and I'm like, you.
There are some moments that get a real laugh out of me, though. Specifically, I think it's with the principal talking to the choir teacher, where he says something. He's like, "Gotta get the Hanukkah song back," and then she goes, "She's gotten to you, hasn't she?"
Yeah, she's standing right outside the door, right, and then she comes bursting in. I'm like, "Oh my God, this lady."
Meanwhile, the flip side is that the older brother Barry has offered to write the greatest Hanukkah song known to man. It basically turns into they have to write an original Hanukkah song, and I do love that the choir director's like, oh, you're going to figure out something that no one's figured out for 700 years, which is how to make Hanukkah cool.
It's very true, and I know, again, I feel like I'm supposed to enjoy Barry as the goofball, but I find him to be so obnoxious.
So I will tell you that Barry has always been my least favorite character on this show. And I agree.
It feels so forced.
It feels very Joey coded.
Yeah.
But like Joey is so much more likable on Friends than Barry ever comes off.
Yep.
Eventually the ruse is revealed. I love how the ruse is revealed where she goes, Grandpa, I'm sorry. Or actually, first off, she goes to tell him that she's not going to sing the song anymore. And she goes, Pops, we got to talk. And he turns around and he goes, of course, darling. How can I begin to make your life better?
Because I think we've all been there where we're like, you're like going to confront someone who's like honestly super sweet. And you just have like your grievances. And they're like, yeah, let's like how can I just drop everything for you today in the most sincere way possible? Like it
But
Good old Pops.
then she finally goes, Pops, we got to talk. And he's like, I'm dealing with a real Adam crisis here. What is it? She's like, I'm not going to sing the song. I'm sorry to break your heart. And he's like,
what the hell are you
He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, oh, I figured this out already. She's been lying to you for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Have fun with that. Like,
To which again, like, I'm probably holding just a little bit more of a grudge towards my mom. Like if this were to happen,
Probably.
like, the thing she does and getting involved in her life at this school is again grating. Like it's just like she would probably be banned from campus for at least this.
They don't use it in this episode, but throughout many of the episodes, they call her a smother more than a mother. Like, and that is her character. You know what I mean? Like, just this, like, she's a stay-at-home mom. Her whole life is her children. Now all of her children are high school or older, and she's realizing that, like, she's very close to empty nester stage and is having a little bit of a meltdown from that. I love the ending with Put a Little Love in Your Heart, but again, I'm going to have to jump back to that after we talk about the Adam stuff.
Yeah.
Looking for a new seasonal anime? Want to know what new anime music is out there? Looking to add a new waifu or husbando to the list? Or are you just looking for a modern or classic anime to add to your Plan to Watch list? My name is Nick and I run the Waifus and Weeaboos podcast, and you can check me out on Geekscape.net.
So Adam's dad, real grump, reminds me so much of my actual dad.
Dude, so like Jeff Garlin is perfect in this role.
Yeah.
He plays the same role in Paranorman, playing Norman's dad. And he's so good at being the straight man father of the goofy nerdy kid.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Every time he dozes off, like when Adam's like, no dozing, and he's like, well, just be a little less boring then.
he goes, Star Wars, is that the one with the bear? Like he's so
good.
But then, you know, Adam like watches it, he goes, that was terrible. Well, first Adam's trying to pretend that it was
He's trying
great.
to sell it. He's like, that was great. He's like, did we watch two different things?
Yeah, he's like, what's that? But then he's like, yeah, you're finally old enough to understand that everything you like is stupid. Like, which, like he's just such a grumpy, kind of shitty dad. But like, we learn in the end that he's got a good heart.
Yeah.
But he's a grouch.
He loves Adam. But like he doesn't understand Adam, and
which I think
seen
is
that in plenty of media and in real life.
Yeah, I've seen that in my own actual life.
Listen, as someone who was dealing with like their own, again, this is a little more serious, but dealing with their own like mental health struggles, and my parents don't fall in line of that like. They're very much of the era of. Get over it, man. Like, pull yourself up and go to
just
work.
Stop
like,
thinking about it.
Exactly. Just stop thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I didn't try that.
Yeah,
you know?
didn't know that was an option.
Have you ever tried not being anxious? Like, oh my God, you have solved all of my problems. So yes,
why did I
do
talk to you
also
sooner?
Yeah. That's what I said. I told Teddy, I was like, I'm feeling upset. I want to go see my parents. And I go see my parents, and it's just us all sitting there awkwardly. Because, like, again, I'm not saying this because, like, my parents love me and I love my parents, but they're not the... Are you okay? I'm going to come give you a hug, people. Like,
no.
That's kind of the similar things I see in Adam's father in this, and what you're saying about your dad as well.
Yeah. So Adam starts to have this existential crisis. His dad has put it in his head that everything he likes is stupid, and he's finally old enough to realize it. So Adam starts looking at everything from a critical lens, and he sees plot holes and things, and stuff stops making sense.
He
and
starts
just,
hating Ghostbusters too.
Yeah, hates. Which, how dare you? That's almost
Listen,
as good, if not better, than the original.
I don't understand the weird hatred that some people have for Ghostbusters 2. I mean, Bobby Brown's On My Own alone.
Yeah, you should
puts
love that movie for that
Ghostbusters 2,
soundtrack song.
Like, all up here. It's so good. It's so good.
Listen, you don't have to convince me, sir. I'm right there with you.
I'm convincing our podcast audience. Our podcast audience, which, hey, just a heads up, we are the 6th best podcast from Sirius XM Radio. I just want to put that out there. I don't want to forget to mention that.
Yeah.
Thank you, listeners.
Sorry, Kelly Clarkson, for coming in 7th behind us.
Since you've been gone.
Yeah. I mean, that was really cool, though, as much as
that was really neat. Honestly, that was a cool thing. That popped hard. That was awesome.
But the part where this episode starts to really pull at your heartstrings, I think, is the level of love that this grandfather has for Adam, specifically. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, there's this point where he asks the dad what's wrong, and he says, well, he's finally learning that he's, not a kid anymore, and blah, 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 blah. And the grandfather says, but Adam's unreasonable childlike wonder is what I love most about the boy, which is like such a beautiful line.
Yeah.
So the grandfather is all in on like, I have to save Adam. I have to do something to turn him around. So he's like, what if I told you that there was a movie
so good
starring the girl from Back to the Future and made by the guy who made Star Wars, based on a comic book from Marvel? And he's like, there's no world where that many good things could come together. And they go to see Howard the Duck, and there's this great line where they're buying the tickets, and the dad says, I only go to see one movie a year, so this better be good. And then they watch the movie, and halfway through the movie, he's like, we should leave and demand our money back. And Adam goes, we can do that? And he goes, yeah, I do it once a year.
Can I just say, like, they're not wrong. On paper, besides it being Howard the Duck, this should have been a home run.
Oh, 100%. And listen, like, Howard the Duck is a cheesy, good film.
It's a fun time.
It's a fun watch. The comic book Howard the Duck is awesome. Like, the comic book Howard the Duck was like Deadpool before Deadpool. Just like a person who understood he was in a comic book. But this only further...
Because, like, it was very clear, like, I'm a duck. Like,
yeah.
Where the movie, I felt like, was like, look at this badass.
Yeah. This further digs Adam into his grumpy hole.
Pops didn't do well.
But Pops saves the day by watching the Star Wars Christmas special and saying, like, hey, I think there's something you missed in that Christmas special. And he brings out his Boba Fett toy, which you've stated your thing. But listen, as someone who's watched that special multiple times, the Boba Fett part fucks.
That's
like,
the only good part.
Yeah, like the animated scene is amazing.
Now, honestly, to be fair, I do also have a soft spot for Chewie and his family.
Yeah,
like
listen,
I love the
day,
fucking Chewbacca's.
I think
we're gonna have to do it.
Next time there's a big Star Wars thing, I think we're gonna have to bite the bullet.
I think the
and do
next time next time we're getting a theatrical Star Wars release, I think it's time.
There is another great Jeff Garlin line early on when Adam's running down all the things that didn't make sense. Like, he's like, why was B. Arthur working at the cantina, and why was Jefferson Starship singing a song? And it sounds like the Starship one made sense. Their name is Starship.
He said Starship in the name. It's the only one that I actually understood. I could watch. It's so funny how, like, I feel like there was a moment there where Jeff Garlin was just popping up in, like, straight to DVD, like, movies in the early 2000s. But that man is a national treasure. His voice and what? Oh God, is he a terrible human being?
I'm pretty sure he got fired. I think he got fired from the Goldbergs for being inappropriate.
Damn it!
Yeah,
All right, disclaimer, I didn't know that.
Let me double check that. Let me just see.
Oh God, I hope not.
Let's see.
Literally the third thing that I popped. Allegation of on-set misconduct. Made colleagues uncomfortable.
So,
offensive talking about grandma's vagina?
So, yeah, I think because he was like a filthy. Here's the thing. From my understanding, and I'm not defending
Watch yourself.
I'm not defending
Watch
Jeff
yourself.
Garlin here. But like Jeff Garlin, because I used to hear him on like Doug Loves Movies, he was a very Bob Saget type, shocking, gross out comic.
Yeah.
And I think that
but most of the characters he played were wholesome dad-like characters.
Were wholesome dad-like characters. I think he forgot the part where Bob Saget didn't bring his stand-up routine to the film set with children.
I don't think that excuses some of the shit
Yeah.
you pulled,
Okay,
man.
sorry. I forgot what I'm reading more that there was like a lot of physical contact and stuff like that. I thought that it was.
Can I take back what I said? I am so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't like.
No,
you know
because
what? Fuck Jeff Garland.
Fuck him. But I did. Sorry, my memories were that he just like was constantly telling dirty jokes on set, not paying attention to like the young cast being
that's
around.
What I had thought as well.
I didn't realize it went deeper than that. So I'm also gonna scrape at least half of what I was saying there. Let's focus on Pops. So Pops.
Let's talk about Pops.
Let's talk about Pops. So Pops.
Who played Pops? Hold on.
He unfortunately died, and they had to write the character off of the show as dying too, which I wasn't watching at that point, and I'm kind of glad because I don't think I would have been able to handle that episode.
No.
But the part that kills me, so we see the chorus singing "Put a Little Love in Your Heart." Always love this song.
Yeah.
Pop starts talking to Adam about the Boba Fett of it all, and Adam's like, "You sat down and watched this whole Christmas special. That's bad. Just to find something to make me still like this stuff. Why would you do that?" And he said, "Well, it's easy if you never lose your childlike wonder. People like us always have it. So I need you to promise me one thing. Hold on to that wonder no matter what." And it's this very sweet, like, this sweet moment. And I think of things like with my grandfather where I still have a VHS copy of WrestleMania 10 that he taped off of pay-per-view because he overheard me telling my mom how badly I wanted to see that pay-per-view and bought it and made a tape. And like, he didn't just make a tape, he cut out the advertisement from the newspaper and like taped it to the box so it looked like an official copy. So cool. Like stuff like that where he couldn't have cared less about wrestling, but he just knew that it was something that I cared about. Like, that's the stuff that really like tugs at my heartstrings when I watch this particular scene and when I think about this. And then, you know, when after all that happens, Adam walks back into his room and all of his posters are back, and it's revealed that his dad went out, even though his
played
dad
by
had won.
unnamed actor.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't know who plays this father.
Yeah, I don't know who plays his dad. Sorry,
but you know that his father went out and bought these posters back, and like made his room the way he remembered it because he realized that like, no, this is who Adam is. And I shouldn't be ashamed of who Adam is. I should be celebrating who Adam is. Yeah. It's a very beautiful wrap up to this. And
it is.
Oh, no.
And definitely the better of the two storylines.
Not even a competition on that one.
And I felt like I watched it twice. I watched it once the other day and I watched it again right before we hopped on just to refresh my memory. I felt like we spent a lot more time with the Hanukkah thing.
Probably.
And again, that sounded like I was downplaying Hanukkah. I mean the storyline itself. I just felt like we spent a ton of time there where I think you and I both identify more with the Adam storyline, and I wish we got a little bit more of that.
100%. And that's kind of also why I started to check out on the show, is that like the show did focus a lot more on like Barry and the parents, and like to me, at its core, the show was always its best when it was focusing on Adam and his grandfather, which is why I can't believe that like when that actor passed away, they didn't just kind of make that the finale of the show, because to me that's like the heart and soul of the entire show. That's been kind of, you know, removed. But all in all, I still think this is the best episode of the Goldbergs. I do want to ask you, just your opinion. I don't like Barry that much, but I gotta say the very end, the Beastie Boys style music video is pretty great, right?
I thought it was great, and I really liked the inclusion of Adam in it. Like, I just liked that. I liked that he included him. I don't know why. I just thought that was very nice.
He's a good older brother.
Is he throughout the series? Is he? Or
he's not a mean, like...
Okay.
I would say that him and the sister go at it way more than, like, Adam's just kind of there.
Yeah, okay.
But, yeah, I just meant in general. Because I wouldn't have let my brother in on my fun like that. I'd have been like, me and my buddies are making a music video and you're ruining it, Brian.
Yeah. Go away. We're doing a music video about Hanukkah.
Yeah.
That's completely historically inaccurate.
Yeah, it'd be like the ending of that, it's like that one Lonely Island song, Mother, where they are writing a song about how much they love their mom, but then freaking out because she keeps interrupting them while they're recording the song. Trying to make a rap song, Mom. Jeez.
I absolutely love it. So let's be honest, are there any other... I really want to talk about that episode of the Goldbergs moving forward. Not to spoil anything, but
there's
I'm
a
curious.
couple of other Christmas ones that I don't remember as strongly as this one.
Okay.
I put them on my list to rewatch the other three. Mm-hmm. Just to see if there's anything there. I'm also watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine for the first... So...
Oh my God. So hold on. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that the other day. And then I realized that I canceled Peacock.
Yeah.
So I can't do that. And so like, that's what I'm asking for, like, from like my parents for Christmas is just DVDs of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can't do the streaming thing anymore. It's just not feasible.
You're not going to get a complaint out of me on that
I didn't
plan.
think I would. If anything,
But,
I thought I might get a little pop. So I'm for it.
But yeah, as I've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I've been writing down what every Christmas episode is and ranking them, like which one should we watch first. So far, each Christmas episode has gotten better than the previous one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Have you watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine before and you want to rewatch?
I've seen episodes. It's never been a show that I like started from the beginning and watched through, but I've seen episodes and I've seen like the more famous clips, like the Zoe D portion and then the Backstreet Boys song that they did and stuff like that. So.
The episode I watched last night is probably the front runner for if we were to do a Brooklyn Nine-Nine Christmas episode.
Okay.
Which is the setup is that Jake, Charles, and Gina are doing some last-second Christmas shopping when a bunch of robbers break into the place and lock it up, and Andy Samberg is like, this is my moment to be John McClane.
Yeah.
So he's just like super focused on trying to have a diehard experience, but like there's just bits where he's like, they have to be German terrorists. That's all I can. It's the only way this makes sense. And then they're like, just run-of-the-mill Canadian robbers, and he's like, this is the worst thing it can possibly be.
I love it.
It was a really good time. So I think that's the current front runner for if we do a Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Sick.
But that's to say, I'm going to do the same with stuff like as I rewatch shows with Barb or whatever, just writing down all of the Christmas episodes as I see them.
100%. I mean, even trailers for shows, like we'll sit there and watch it, and if the trailer has a Christmas scene in it, I'll just be like, oh, Christmas! Yeah. But then that's how I know that there's like a Christmas bit in the new season of The Creep that's coming out next month. I just watched the trailer and I was like, Christmas! Put it down! Put it down! Add it to the list!
I love you, buddy.
I love you too, bud. And I think that's a great place to wrap up our Goldberg. So I hope everybody enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah, and Dylan, I hope you also always keep your childlike wonder.
I hope you keep your childlike wonder, and remember, it can't be a holiday concert unless there's a Chanukah song.
Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, now we won't stop till the big ball drops on New Year's. Happy holiday, have a great holiday, have a merry happy holiday.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.